who is our neighbor? We've been really reaching out to people that live near us geographically, but there's a huge world out there. And this morning, the Mission Board would like you to think about the people of Honduras. And Sharon is here to tell you about a very special mission that she has founded and carried out for, I believe it's over 10 years, but she'll give us the details. So with that, here's Sharon Beckwith.
Thank you. Good morning. This church certainly presents a lot of people that are tough acts to follow, but I'll do my best. And Jerry, you and I need to talk. I think we're birds of a feather. My name is Sharon Beckwith. I actually went to Central America the first time to look at a program that was started in this church, Amigos. Dan Ramos had decided after taking a mission trip to send buckets of food to a community there. I went with Pastor Bruce Burnham as a nurse. He had gathered a group together to visit this village and to oversee some construction and also to check out the Amigos program. Little did I know as a kindergarten teacher that that would be an everlasting change in my life. I followed Bruce back the next year, and before arriving was told the story of a woman the same age as my son who had graduated from college. She'd given her life because she'd fed her 4 children rather than feed herself. And as I sat in my own church in South Berwick, I realized that that was exactly why I was supposed to go on this trip. Didn't know what it meant, had no idea that it meant what it really meant. I thought I was going just, I'm gonna take another week from my vacation in Maine. My children are grown, I'm gonna go help my friend Bruce. Not so much. After meeting these children, I came back knowing full well that what Amigos was doing was fabulous, but there were children in the street who were obviously malnourished, children who might not live to get to go to school. So what did I do? I came home. I put a little canning jar on my mantle. I knew that I didn't really know what I was doing, but that somehow the path would be before me. We are 15 years later. Here's what Daisies has done. In 2010, we opened a nutrition center to 60 children. That was in September of that year. By December, I got a phone call from my Honduran partner, Maria Elena. Sister, what do I do? There are children outside who are hungry and crying. For a moment, I thought about the budget we had in our bank here in the States. And then I said to myself, I'm not willing to stand in that door, in that country, and turn hungry children away. We didn't. I said to Maria Elena, do we have food? She said yes. We fed those children. We have endured COVID and the closing of our center. When COVID struck, the mayor of the community closed our nutrition center for safety. Maria Elena donned a flannel shirt, jeans, and a shield and delivered our staples to families in their homes. That same year, when a hurricane, a level 4 hurricane and a level 5 hurricane struck, we didn't close our doors. As a matter of fact, we were building our nutrition center larger to incorporate more of our preschool children. We didn't have doors yet. We didn't have windows. We still opened our doors because we had the ability to feed whoever needed it at that point. Many of our families, their homes washed away with those hurricanes. I received pictures of cattle being floated down the rivers nearby, of nothing left but an old armchair where families of 8 used to live. With COVID came lots of financial challenges. We had no access to congregations. We had no access to community fundraising. But we said lots of prayers. And slowly, miracle by miracle, our prayers were answered. We kept feeding the children. In July of this year, we closed our center for 6 months. There was no money. Unbeknownst to me, Maria Elena, as we sent funds, she took every penny and fed the children, because that's our primary mission. She didn't take her salary. She didn't pay our workers. So one by one, they needed to leave in order to support their own families. I sat in my house, I can feel it now, in tears. Wait a minute, this is our work. This is what we're supposed to do. And then I took a deep breath, because it also was an opportunity. It was an opportunity for us to back up, to take a deep breath, to look at our organization, and to look at next steps. I met with your own Dr. Phil and his wife, Kathy. I told them of our circumstances. Dr. Phil said, "What do you need?" I said, "Oh, $20,000. And he looked at me and I said, "Oh, I'm not worried." Yeah, right. What we needed to strengthen our board. We needed to put on our big girl pants and move forward. It hasn't been easy. I knew $20,000 was a lofty goal. What $20,000 would really do is allow us to feed the children for 6 months. In the interim, in the village, COVID continues to take its toll. Children are going back to school kind of in a shift. So a few grades go certain days, a few grades go other days. The message, unfortunately, that has sent our parents is that school and education aren't important. So the 193 children we're feeding will only be 78 when we reopen in January. What we need lots of miracles, small miracles, and probably some of them are sitting in the pews here. One by one, those miracles have come, and even though $20,000 was lofty, there's $10,000 in the bank right now that was not in the bank in July. We will open. We will open January 1st. So with the coming of the birth of Christ that we celebrate, we'll celebrate hope, because the hope that we will grow. What do we need to do? We need to finish our building. But more than anything else, we need to fill those bowls that children will eat from. We need to count our blessings, we need to dig deep, and we need to move forward. We will do such. A couple of other things that this 6-month period has shown us that we need. We need a caretaker. We need someone on the property, guarding our building, making sure it's safe for the children, and planting crops to help us sustain our mission there. So, miracle by miracle, we will breathe, we will hope, we will wait, but we will move forward, and we will open the real doors to our nutrition center in January.